today I'm going to start a new chapter that is called federalism. We have read in the class, we have read in the chapter 1, power sharing, that I told you already about the case studies of the two countries, that is, one is Belgium and another is Sri Lanka. And in that chapter you have read that how they have shared the power, how these countries shared the power, and how these the way they share the power, the way they choose the power sharing or choose the government, the way they choose their government, the scenario of the country totally changed. As such, you have seen in Belgium that the key changes they made in the constitution, already they have the regional government, but the changes they have made to reduce the power of the central government, and some of the power they gave to the regional governments which were existed in Belgium even earlier, but all these powers were given to these governments, and before the amendments of the constitution all these powers were though the regional governments were there, but any time the central government of the Belgium can can withdraw their laws also and can take the powers from the regional governments. But when the last amendment in 1993, the fourth amendment was done in the Belgium constitution, they gave some powers to the regional governments, and they gave some constitutional powers to the regional government that were no longer now what happened, the regional governments were no longer dependent on the central government. So you can see that Belgium was shifted from a unitary form to a federal form of government. Fine. So all these things we will read. I told you in the previous chapter also the power shared among the different levels of the government, or you can say the vertical form of power sharing. So that is called federalism. So the definition of federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. Okay, so what does it means? That a government of that type of government in which power is divided between the different tiers, between the different levels, means at the top, like in India we have a central government, then we have a state government, and then we have a different local government, and it means in the cities we have, in the towns we have municipal government, and in the village we have a panchayati raj or panchayat government, you can say that. And if we take the example of Belgium, what we find that they have a community government. So different countries have different types, but they have the countries which have the two or more than levels of the government, two or more than tiers of the government. That is called federal country, or you can say they follow the federalism. Fine. Then when you will see these, I'm showing this world map in the globe. So you see that now the maximum countries are following the federal form of government, right? So when we talk about what are the two forms of government, there are the two forms of government. One is called federal form of government and another is called unitary form of government. So I already told you that the first chapter is very important. It gives a base to study the political science throughout the 10th class 10th class course. So when we talk about a federal form of government, so I already told in the definition that in a federal form of government there are two or more than two levels of the government, or you can say tiers of the government, means central government, state government, or the local self government or community government, whatever. So different tiers govern the same citizen but has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of legislation, taxation and administration. What does it means? That like different tiers of government, different levels of the government. Like in India, if I take an example of India, in India that we have a central government. So central government is ruling the whole country. We as the citizen of India, we give when the general elections were conducted, so we all the citizens give vote to the central government. Then the state, so central government is citizen, the whole central government is ruling the whole country, governing the whole country. Then when there is a Vidhan Sabha elections or state legislative elections, assembly elections, then suppose I am a Chhattisgarh resident, or you can say that citizen of Chhattisgarh, so I give vote to when there is a Vidhan Sabha elections, or you can say state general legislative assembly elections. So the state government is also governing us, so central government is also governing, and state government. And when there is a municipal election, that time also I give the vote. Okay, so means different tiers govern the same citizens, all the like central government, state government, municipal government or local government, they govern the same citizens, but they have their own jurisdiction. Okay, so means the jurisdictions, the subjects, means how they rule, or till the area they rule. Jurisdiction means like adhikar kshetra, you can say that. You jurisdiction means like suppose in class 8th you have read that something happened in your locality, like I am living in Torba, so something happened at my home, so I cannot file my FIR to the Sarkanda police station, because that is not under the jurisdiction of Sarkanda police station, so I have to go to my Torba police station only. So that is means it all the things in which subjects, what are the, in which subjects these tiers of the government, these tiers can make, these levels of the government can make laws, can make can impose tax, or can take revenue, and how they will administer. These all things are written in the constitution, or these all things are clearly specified in the constitution. And clearly specified in the constitution means that they are constitutionally guaranteed, means the constitution has given the guarantee, and these has given the guarantee that beyond this they cannot interfere in others matter. So the example if I talk about, that is India and USA. Then we federal form of government, so Belgium is also one of the federal form of government. Then unitary form of government, if I talk about unitary, as the name suggests, unitary means only one level of government. So subunits, subordinate means one level of government, only one level of government means only central government. And subunit subordinated means the regional governments or the state governments, or you can say provincial governments, are the subordinate to the central government, because are the subordinate to the central governments. They can, any time the central government can change the laws of the state government or provincial government only. So the third point is same what I said, the center can pass orders to the local government. Then example is United Kingdom, Sri Lanka, France, Japan and Saudi Arabia.